So in today's session, we are going to discuss week 3 programming assignments, practice programming assignments. Wait a minute, I'll connect to the course. Rudram?
If the meeting is started,
Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, I'll explain. Mohammed, yeah, what's your doubt?
I have a doubt.
Yeah, ask me.
When was the qualifier exam held?
When was the
Qualifier exam.
qualifier exam? Yeah, you check your
July 13.
Okay, thank you. Because in the app the July 7 is mentioned.
Sorry for all. I think July 13 will be the qualifier exam.
Mohammed.
Yes, ma'am.
You ask a question. Yeah, what's your doubt?
Ma'am, I want to ask you that graded assignment of week 3.
Yeah.
We have to write some program. I think so.
Yeah.
Ma'am, how to do that assignment? I'm getting
Yes.
confused in that.
Now just I'll discuss the how to do the practice assignment. The same way you need to do the graded assignment. So I'll discuss in the today's class practice programming exercises. So is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So in the same fashion, you need to solve the graded assignments also. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask a doubt.
Yeah. Tell me.
Ma'am, in the week 3 graded assignment, ma'am, in the last question, can you please check that question? Because, ma'am, in that question, the value of x, y, z is asked, but in the given question, the variables are declared as A, B, C. So, ma'am, is there a printing error or something like I am not able?
Seventh question, graded assignment.
No, ma'am. Ma'am, the week 3 graded assignment.
Graded assignment, which question?
Ma'am, for the week 3, not the code writing programs. The week 3 graded assignment 1.
Assignment.
Week 3
Yes.
graded assignment. Ma'am, in it the last question.
Last question. What is the output of the following code snippet?
Ma'am, just a minute. I think I've asked the wrong question.
No mistake. No mistake in the question, no? Last question.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I have a doubt regarding this week 1 and week 2 graded assignment related, ma'am. So
Yeah.
for that, yes, ma'am. So the week 1 and week 2, when will be the discuss session will be happen, ma'am?
Every Thursday practice assessment discussions will be done. Last Thursday, second week, the previous week, first week practice sessions, and even for the diploma level students, even previously also we have discussed the 2 weeks.
Okay, okay.
It was
Okay.
2 times repeated, week 1 and week 2.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, it's the 15th question.
So, this is the 15th question, ma. Graded assignment, 15th question.
No, ma'am. Ma'am, week 3 graded assignment 1, the 15th question is int a is equal to 2, b is equal to 3, and
Yeah.
c is equal to the bracket
Result, int result equal to a and b plus a or b. Is this one? Are you able to see my screen? This is the 15th question, ma.
No, ma'am. In my screen, ma'am, the question is different. Ma'am, can ma'am, I am allowed to share my screen so that I am able to show you the question.
Yeah. Wait. Let me stop sharing then. Yeah. Share your screen. Share your screen.
Yeah. This question. The value of x, y, and z is asked, but in the variables given there are a, b, c. So, should we consider the variables a, b, c as x, y, z?
But that is not the 15th question. Are you seeing this SEM only?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it's the qualifier exam. I'm registered for the qualifier exam, and in the week 3, it is the week 3 graded assignment, and the 15th question is showing me a, b, c is equal. A is equal to 2, b is equal to 3, comma c, and
It is showing differently for me. Okay, wait. Let me discuss whether we'll get this question in between anywhere. Maybe jumbling is there. So if it doesn't come, then I'll answer you at the end. Okay.
okay, ma'am.
Actually, everything, whatever I am showing and whatever you are getting should be the same.
Madam, I think that's one is practice assignment and this is graded assignment.
This, yeah, I have opened the graded assignment only.
No,
Ma'am, the question may be jumbled.
Maybe jumbled. That's what I am saying is I'll answer it at the end. If I didn't get such a question in the beginning,
ma'am,
then I'll answer it at the end. So I think you consider them as a.
The ABC
week 3 deadline is.
I will post it. You post it in the forum, so that I will inform the concern. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm allowed to stop sharing my screen?
Yeah, stop sharing the screen. I'll share it and then let me first discuss the programming assignments. Then we'll come back to the theoretical assignment.
Yes, ma'am.
Is my screen visible now?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Now it is visible.
Yes, ma'am. Now it is visible.
Okay. So first see the practice programming assessment 1. Practice programming assessment 1 question. Okay. So to write any C program, so this week you'll get only the basic programs, mostly formula based programs you'll get it. Okay, so let me discuss how to write a C program first briefly, and then we will answer one by one question. So any program that you are going to write will have input and input, process and output. Input, process and output. So you have to read the input, and you need to substitute that input in the given formula or something, the logic, to get the required output, and that output you need to display it on the screen. Okay, so for reading the input, we have a scanf function in C language. To read the input, we have a scanf function. So the scanf function will have the syntax like this. Scanf is a keyword, and in the double quotes, you need to provide the control string, and then ampersand symbol followed by variable name. So you can read even multiple variables were separated by comma. So this is the basic syntax of reading something from the keyboard. So suppose this control string indicates what data you are reading. Based on that, your control string will vary. What type of the variable? So you are reading a value of a particular input variable. So based on what type of variable you are reading, your control string will vary. Okay. Suppose if you are reading an integer, so generally we read a decimal integer. So control string will be %d. Suppose if you are reading a float value, so the control string will be %f. If you are reading a string, if you are reading a string, we use %s. If you are reading a character, we use %c. Okay. In these data types, you have a double also. Double is nothing but a long float. So we use %lf, long float. Okay. So these are like whenever you suppose you want to read a long integer, so ld. So L is to be attached before that. Okay. Suppose if you are reading a short yes, you have to use yes. Okay. Like that. So these are the basic to read the basic data. We use this control string %d. If you are reading an integer, if your variable is an integer, we use %d as the control string. If your variable is of type float, %f, string %s, char %c, double %lf. Here, so generally these four, int, float, char, double are the basic data types in C language. So whenever you are reading these basic data types, you will have an and symbol here. So whereas a string is not a basic data type, it is an array, character array. You can consider a string as a character array. So array name itself is a pointer to the address of that string. So when you are reading the string, you need not use ampersand symbol here. Whereas reading the other basic data types, you should use ampersand symbol here. Okay. So that you will indicate the memory of this variable, address of this variable. You are reading the value into the address of this variable. That is the meaning over there. Okay. So you need to know how to read an input from the keyboard. So for that, we use a scanf function, and which value you are reading, based on that, you need to provide the control string. Same way, you need to, after processing your data, you need to display your output on the screen. So for displaying the output, we use printf function. All these are predefined functions which are defined in stdio.h, standard input output header file. These definitions of printf and scanf will be provided in that header file. So here in the printf also, it will also have a similar syntax like your scanf. The only difference is you need not provide and symbol, just variable name. And one more difference is in general, your printf statement may include some message along with your control string. It may include some message. Say for example, if I ask you to add two numbers, okay, suppose you have written C is equal to A plus B. where A and B are the input and your output is C. So while writing the printf statement, you can include the message what you have calculated. Say for example, sum is equal to, here you can say percentage D and you can print the C value. So along with your display of your variable value, you can also have a message. So in the double quotes, whereas in the scanf, you should have only the control string, no other messages. Okay, only control string you need to provide inside the scanf. Whereas in the printf, your control string can also be combined with your message that you want to display. So that is one more difference. Here you'll have ampersand symbol. Here you don't have the ampersand symbol while displaying the character like a variable value. So that is only difference between a scanf and printf. So scanf is used to read the data from the keyboard, whereas printf is used to display your output on the monitor. Okay. Whereas for processing the data, we may use operators, all your arithmetic operators. Generally, we'll have a formula. So we will define that based on the problem given. Okay. So while writing the program, you need to follow the first order of any C program. First, you need to include all the required header files. Hash include because every program will have either input and compulsory output. Okay, so that's why in every program we include this header file stdio. So input and output will be there in each and every program. So for input we are using scanf. For displaying the output we are using a printf. Scanf and printf for the predefined functions which are defined in this header file. Standard input output header file. So every program will have the output. So you need to include this statement in the beginning of every C program. Even you will have other header files like math.h, string.h, like that. You will have so many other header files also. If required, if you are using any mathematical function, something like square root or sine or cosine values or absolute value. So if you are using any of the predefined mathematical functions, in that case, you need to include math.h. Suppose if you are using any string functions, like finding the length of the string or something, copying one string into another. So any string related functions, if you are using in your program, you need to include string.h. So based on our requirement, we need to include the corresponding header files. So this header file is compulsory because every program will have input and output. Okay. So after that, so there will be one compulsory function in C program that is called a main function. So main function is defined like this. So int main and open bracket, that this indicates that your program is going to start here, and inside this you write your program logic, and at the end return 0 and then close. This closing bracket indicate that this is the end of your main function. This is the beginning of your main function. This is the end of your main function. And this syntax indicates that a main will return something. So if it returns 0 means the program has successfully completed. If it returns other than 0 means it has terminated with some error code. Okay. So this is the syntax you need to use as it is. So int main and return 0. Some compilers will allow you here void main. If you write a void main, then you need not write return. Void means it is returning nothing. Suppose if it is returning nothing, so you need not return anything. Here it is expecting an integer. So if your program runs successfully, the last statement should be return 0. So that it indicates that your program has successfully completed. Okay. So whereas inside the main function, even you can write subfunctions also. So this week you won't have any subfunctions because this is the basic class. So inside the program, inside the function, you need to first follow these declarations. You should have a declaration. After that, you need to read the input, and then process, and get the output. Okay, and display the output. This is the order you need to follow. Hello, Ma, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
inside the function, this is the order you need to follow. First, you need to write the declaration of all your variables which are used in your program, all your input output variables. So after the immediate declaration, you should read your input. You should write the statements to read your input, and then you need to write the processing steps and calculate the output value. And after processing is over, display your output. So then stop. So this is the order. Order is also very important. This is the order we follow. Okay, in writing code inside your function. Okay, so according to this, we will try the programs now. Okay. Where is the definition?
Ma'am, hello.
Yeah, this is here. Yes, yes. Tell me.
Yes, in the assignment, due date 31 December 2025. What mentioned is this? What is mentioned this?
Where?
That is for practice assignments. Graded assignment deadline
This
is
is for
25.
practice assignments. No need of like this. This doesn't have any graded value. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So you click on the question tab so that you can read the question. So what is the question? Complete the program to calculate the sum of first n natural numbers. Sum of the first n natural numbers. You are given an integer n. Calculate the sum of first n natural numbers and store the result into an integer variable sum. So what is given to you? So you are asked to find out the sum of first n natural numbers. That result you need to store it in a variable called sum, and n value is given to you. So what is the formula to find the sum of first n natural numbers? It is nothing but n into n plus 1 by 2. Okay, so n is your input and you need to express your output in terms of the input. So the formula is sum is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. So you are asked like this. Suppose if n value is given as 5. Suppose n value is given as 5. So you are asked to find out 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So which is equal to, what is this value? Is nothing but 15. So this 15 you need to display it on the screen. So this is the problem given to you. Sum of the first n natural numbers. N value is 5. So the first n natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you add all those, you will get 15. So that is, so n value is given as 5. So you should get an output of 15. Is it the problem understood?
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
So here you look at the input, sample input given to you. So you need one, you need to read an integer value. See here, 5. And the first n, all natural numbers are of type integers only. So your input n value is an integer. So here you are already given some code. So just you need to fill the remaining code only. Okay. So hash include stdio.h and int main, and your input variable is n. So it is declared int n, and then n value is read as scanf percentage d ampersand n. So that code is already given to you. Only processing steps you need to write. The remaining input and output is already given to you. Okay. So the other variable that we require is your output variable. So first you declare your output variable and write the formula to calculate that sum is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. And now your sum contains the result. So that results get displayed here. Okay. So you type your program here, like processing part, whatever it is, that you type it here. Is the screen visible, or am I need to enlarge?
It's visible.
No, visual.
Yeah. So this part you need to write. So you already input variable is declared here. So just you need to declare your output variable, that is sum. So declare your output variable and calculate the output variable. Already by this time your input is read already. So sum is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. You write the formula so that it will calculate the sum and the result will be stored in sum. And that sum value we are going to display it here. Okay. So write your code and then test run. Okay. Click on test run. Okay. So here after test run, if you didn't get any errors, then you just give a submit button. If you submit, so you'll get it like this: submission successful. 5 out of 5 private test cases are passed, and you will get a score something like this: 100 out of 100. Okay. So you can also see the test cases here when you run the test. So when you run the test, you can even see some of the private test cases here. Already, if the input is 5, your expected output is 15. Second case, if your input is 10, expected output is 15. So when you get at this green tick mark, that indicates that your program has passed all those test cases. Okay. Whereas private test cases you can't able to see. Okay. Whereas public test cases you can able to see. Okay. And this solution tab will be released once your deadline is over. Okay. It will not be released now. So it was. So first you read the question, answer it here, and when you test run, it will check the all the test cases. Okay. If all the public test cases are passed, then you click on submit. Then it will take test the private test cases, and you will get the result like this. If you got 100 out of 100, that means all test cases are passed. If any of the private test cases pass, you will get here either 80%, 60% based on how many test cases were failed. Based on that, you will get the score. Okay. Once you got this, you can ensure that your program is correct. Okay. So any doubt in this?
Excuse me, ma'am.
No,
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, can we use a for loop like I have used for it?
Yeah, you can use even the for loop. For I equal to 0, it's based on the logic. Okay. You can also use it like this: for I equal to 1,
I is less than equal to n,
I less than or equal to n, I plus plus, and sum initially you initialize your sum to sum is equal to sum plus I. Initialize your sum and I variables. Here int sum is equal to 0. First you need to initialize it, and then you need to even declare the variable, temporary loop variable I. Okay. You can also write it like this. So the same program can be solved in any n number of ways. Either you can use a formula.
Is this C program?
Yes, it is a C
Or
program.
other program?
Yes, it is a C program.
Okay.
Ma'am, please explain one more time.
Okay.
And this is which type of programming? Like in C programming, which type?
Actually, to say you are covered only up to operators. Okay. The next week you will be covered with control statements. If those who know the control statement can also use the control statements. So that will be discussed in the next week. Okay. So when it is this is a for is a loop control. So for is a loop control that you will be discussed in the next week. Okay. So that's why I have used the formula because you know only the operators till now. Till up to the week 3 you are covered with only up to operators. So that's why I have used the formula. So this formula contains only operators plus and star. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So can we move to the next program?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So read the second question. You are given principal, rate and time as a double value. So that means all your principal, rate of interest, time period, everything are of type double. Okay. Calculate the simple interest and store the result in the double variable simple interest. So this is your output variable. Simple interest is your output variable. So this is your output variable and all your inputs are double data types. Principal, rate and time are of type double. So when you multiply a double value, you will get multiply and divide a double value, you will get the double result only. So your output variable is also of type double. So your input variables are already declared here. So principal, rate and time. Principal, rate and time. Okay. And your output variable we have declared here double simple interest. You need to declare your output variable and then write the formula to calculate your output. So what is already formula is given to you. Simple interest equal to what is the formula? Principal into rate into time, the whole thing divided by 100. So here you have to write it like this. First you need to calculate principal into rate into time. That you need to put it in the bracket. Otherwise, if you didn't use this bracket, so otherwise what it will do, it will divide the time by 100. Sometimes it depends on how your formula is. So to avoid such a misunderstandings, first you write it like this. So you first calculate principal into rate into time, that you put it in the parenthesis, the whole thing divided by 100. You write the formula like this. Okay. So you declare you here because it is a double variables. All your inputs are double variables. For double variable, what is the control string? LF, long float. LF, percentage LF. And here you are reading a multiple values, multiple variables. In a single scanf statement, you can read multiple variables. So when you are reading a multiple variables, all those variables must be separated by comma. And first variable, and principal, comma, and rate, comma, and time. Okay. So how many variables you are reading here? Those many, the corresponding control strings you need to provide here. Okay. First one is the principal. The data type of the principal is double. So for double variable, your control string will be percentage LF. Same way rate is also double, percentage LF. Time is also LF, percentage LF. A float double. So the data type will be, control string will be percentage LF. See, while writing this scanf statement, you can have in between the each control string, you should have either a single space or no space. Okay, you should remember that it should have only a single space or no space at all. And you should also remember here this double quotes should begin and end immediately. And there should not be any spaces in this control string while writing this control string, either before the colon closes or before the colon begins. You should not have any spaces. Remember that. If you have the space or some other character, so while giving the input also you should have that. Okay. So here the input is given as a space separation, single space separation. So while writing this, Anyhow, this code is already given to you. You need not write it in this program. Whereas when you are writing the complete program, you need to remember that. Okay, in the scanf statement, you should not use any special characters or spaces, something like that. Okay, you should not use. Only control string you need to provide between the quotes. Okay, so we have read the input here. Yes.
Sorry, ma'am. I have if without string operation, if we apply simple operation C programming, then we get we can get integer main first bracket integer p comma n.
Yeah. So if it
semicolon,
is an integer, so here
r comma si.
See here it is given that your inputs are double. Have you understood? Your inputs, principal, rate, and time are given in double value. So double. So the data type of your variables is double. So when you are reading a double variable, the control string must be LF.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you say this once again? I can't get you.
Which one?
If
that
it would be
the scanf statement.
Yes, you said you should not use any special character, no, ma'am.
No, see here, while writing the scanf statement, so first you look at, first you write open and close bracket, comma. What you are reading, first you identify. You need to read principal, comma, rate, comma, time. So these are the values you need to read. So first variable that you need to read is the principal. So here principal is are of type given as double. Double means LF. You have to give LF. Okay. First variable is over. Then you need to read the second variable, rate. So percentage LF once again. After that you need to read time. So one more percentage LF. So while writing this, you need to remember that you should not write it like this. Here you should not have any space. Okay, that is what I said. Or you should not give comma between these values. Okay, no other special characters you should use. Okay, so LF, if you want, you can use a single space, percentage LF. Okay, between these percentage LF, first value space, second value space, third value. Okay, if you want, like that depends on how your input is given to you. How the input is given to you, first value space, second value space, third value. So if it is given as a space, you can give something like this: first value, first control string, space, second control string, space, third control string. Suppose if it is given like this, suppose 1000, 5, 10. Then in that case, while writing this statement, you have to write percentage LF, percentage LF, percentage LF, like that. Okay. And you should not use any spaces before this quotation or after this quotation. Okay. You should not use any special characters or spaces. Okay. So immediately it should be closed. So that's why what I am saying is, don't use even this space also. Okay. Just write all the control strings one after another. Okay. So that same thing is given here. So
if you to
hello.
double means, ma'am?
Double means long float. Double is a basic
Long.
data type in C language. Long float.
Okay, ma'am.
L
Okay, ma'am.
is long, F is for float. Long float. Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, can we use /t in scanf
Slash.
to give them space? /t.
Slash D.
D name ma'am, T.
T for temple.
T. No, you cannot use any escape sequences in scanf.
So ma'am, we should avoid giving space anywhere, na?
Yeah, you in the scanf you should not give any spaces or any escape sequences or nothing. Only you should have a control string. Only you need to have a control string.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So double. Now you have declared your output variable simple interest and calculated the simple interest using this formula, and then displayed the output. So while so your simple interest is of type LF, long double. It is also double. So LF percentage LF. But what is this 0.2F is? So after the decimal places, how many digits you want to display? You want to display your output after the output. By default, a float or double will take 6 digits after the decimal point. If you didn't mention 0.2 here, then it will displayed 500.0000006 decimal places. It will display accuracy. Okay, suppose you want accuracy only up to 2 decimal points. So you have to give dot percentage 0.2. That means after decimal point, you need to give only 2 digits. You need to display only 2 digits. Suppose you want to display 3 digits. First 0.3, percentage 0.3. So how many digits you want to display after decimal place, you specify that and then indicate it is a double long float. Okay, so test it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you got your score. So and then submit it. When you submit, you will get the score. So test cases will be passed. When you test it, you will get the tick marks for all these test cases. And once you submit, you will get your score. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
One thing.
Yes, tell me, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I want to say that if we use simple C program without double long program, double program, then we can get same result.
Here, whatever variables that you are using must be declared with their data type. So you can take them as integers also. But in this, you cannot modify this code. This is a predefined code given to you. You cannot able to modify it now. So you have to consider them as double only. And in the question also, he has given that your input is of type double.
Yes, ma'am. Mention it.
Give them as in integers. You have to write
It is mentioned.
percentage D here.
Yes, ma'am. It is mentioned.
Yeah.
In the question.
Yeah, it is mentioned in the question that these inputs are of type double.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, in the second last statement, the printf statement, we are using 2LF. So, like, what's the use of 2 there?
I told you, no. After decimal point, how many decimal places you want? Decimal digits you want. Here, 500 output is like this, 500.22. So after decimal point, how many digits are there? 2 digits. So that's why we are saying percentage 0.2. 0.2 means after decimal point, you need to display only 2 digits.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Suppose you want to display 3 digits. You have to give it like this, 0.3 here. How many? By default, it will display 6 decimal places. After decimal point, 6 digits it will display by default. If you give percentage LF simply without 0.2, then in that case it will display 6 decimal places. But here, how your output is expected here? Only after decimal point, only 2 decimal places, decimal digits it is required. So that's why you have given 0.2. 0.2 means after decimal point, you need to display only 2 digits. Any other doubts? Any other doubts? Okay. So I'm going to the next program.
Okay, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, why you are using double 2 times
Where?
in
Where?
previous question?
See here it is declared only
Means
input variables. So we need to store our result in simple interest. This must also be declared here actually. So you can declare double, principal, rate, time, comma, simple interest also. But this is the predefined code already given to you. You cannot able to modify this particular part. So that's why I've declared my output variable. After that, I've calculated the output. Whereas in older versions of your C, it won't accept the declaration in between the program. Whereas in modern versions, you can declare your variable anywhere before it is used. Okay. Is it that?
okay,
You have to declare all your input output variables here itself. But this is a predefined code given. You cannot able to modify it. Here also, here you can say comma and declare simple interest. But you cannot modify this code. That's why I am declared here. In modern C compilers, you can declare your variable before using that. So I am using the simple interest here and here. Okay, before using this, you should declare your variable.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So let me go to the third question. So what is the third question? Complete the program to calculate the volume of a sphere. You are given radius as a double value. Represent the radius of the sphere. Calculate the volume of the sphere and store the result in a double variable volume. So what is like you need to calculate the volume of the sphere. So to calculate the volume of the sphere, what is the formula? 4/3 pi r cube. What is the formula? 4/3 pi r cube. What is the pi value? You know the pi value is given as 3.14. And radius is your input. Radius is given as an input. And what is the data type of your variable? Radius? Double. So when you multiply the double value with any other value, you will get your result also double. And it is given that volume is also a double variable. Okay. So what is the input required for this program? Radius. So first you declare your radius as a double and then read the radius value, read your input. So because it is a double variable, we need to use the control string as percentage %LF. Okay. So once you read your input, now you need to calculate your output. So what is the output that you need to calculate? Volume. Volume is the output you need to calculate. So first you declare that variable.
Disappearing.
Yes.
Sorry, the screen was disappearing.
Hello, I didn't get you, ma. Speak louder. Hello.
Screen.
Screen enlarge. Okay. Is it visible now?
Okay, let me check.
Is it okay now? Hello?
Ma'am,
Yes.
here mention double radius.
Yes.
Integer main next starts double radius.
Here it is given that radius is a double value. Okay, that's why I declared
this means,
double radius.
This means.
What is this means?
Example sum.
Double
example,
means any value. Double is nothing but a floating point number.
Okay,
so you are asking what is mean by double. Is it that?
Yes, ma'am.
Any value which is a floating point value, which is having some decimal places. This is a double value. So whereas this is also called it as a float value, but float will have only a smaller range. It will take only 4 bytes, whereas a double means larger range. Large number you can able to. Double and float both are same. The only difference is the memory. Float will take only 4 bytes, whereas double will take 8 bytes.
Wrong. 8 bytes.
Yes. So you can represent somewhat larger
12
number.
bytes. Give the 12 bytes.
No, 8 bytes.
This is maximum.
Hello? This is the maximum, whereas a long double, you can use a long double, which will take up to 10 bytes.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the maximum.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So your output is a volume is also a double variable, and calculate the volume value. So volume is equal to 4/3 into pi value is 3.14 into radius cube. So radius into radius into radius. Okay, radius.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, how can we express the power 3?
Power
by
3, you can use a
writing radius
PWS.
3 times.
Yeah, that is one way. The other way is you can use a power function, predefined power function, POW, radius, comma 3. You can write it like this. But this function is a predefined function which is defined in math.h header file. Math.h header file. So you need to include that header file before using this function. But in the predefined code, you have not included math.h. That's why I have written radius into radius into radius. Have you got it?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So even this doesn't give you the correct result because when you write 4/3, so 4 is an integer, 3 is also an integer. Okay, 4 is an integer and 3 is also integer. So generally how it will calculate is 4/3. So numerator is an integer and denominator is integer. So when you use a slash, it will give integer division only. So it will give 1. The result will be 1. It won't be, actually you should get a result of 1.33333 like that. but it will give 1 only because both numerator and denominator are integers. So your operation will also get the result of your operation will also be an integer. So to get a floating point result, either your numerator or your denominator must be in float to get the float result, or in double to get the double result. Okay, so you have to write 4 by 3 as either 4.0 by 3 or 4 by 3.0 or 4.0 by 3.0. Then only you will get the 1.3333 like that. Okay, so otherwise you will get 1 only, so you will get the wrong result. Okay, so here you need to write this as, I am writing this as 4.0 by 3 into 3.14 into radius into radius into radius. Okay, and this result, and you observe the result after decimal point, we have 2 digits only. So while displaying the result, you should say 0.2f, percentage 0.2 LF. Okay, now test it.
Ma'am, if
Yes.
if we use float, then 4.0, it would be 4.0.
4.0 by 3.
Here, yes, here 0 by 3.0.
You can write
4.0 by,
see, while calculating, if any one of the way numerator or denominator is in double, so 4.0 is a double value, your result will always be higher data type. In among your operands, whichever is the higher data type, that will be your result. Okay, so here this is a float value or double value, and this is an integer. Float or double is more, it will take more memory than integer, so your result will always be that larger data type. That means that result is a double. Okay, so you can write either 4.0 by 3.0 or 4.0 by 3 or 4 by 3.0. Okay, anything is accepted.
Ma'am, why is there no ampersand before volume here?
Syntax. No need of writing the ampersand symbol while displaying your output. Printf statement doesn't have an ampersand symbol.
Okay.
Okay. Anyhow, there's some something we got wrong. We'll see. Check it. Each undeclared variable identified. Radius. Maybe spelling we have written wrong.
And spelling of radius.
Radius. Isn't that? Okay. So now all the test cases were passed. Okay. Submit. Okay. So you got that. Any other doubt?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
I think some people are trying to join the meeting. Could you admit them?
Yeah. Okay. So,
ma'am,
yeah,
I want to know that volume equal to 4.0 by 3. Here we can use 4.0 by 3.0.
Yes. Yes.
Then the formula. Then what happens?
Nothing will happen.
If submit.
This will also be
if
accepted.
submit. Accepted. Okay, ma'am.
That will also be accepted. Okay. You'll get the same result.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Any other doubt? So let me go to the next problem. Now read out the fourth problem. Write a C program to calculate the sum of the first n odd numbers. Sum of the first n odd numbers. The program must take an integer input from the user in a variable n and calculate the sum of first n odd numbers. The program must also print the integer output as shown in the given below. Okay. So what is given here? You are given an n value. So n value as 5. Sum of the first odd numbers. So what is the first odd number? 1. Next odd number 3. Next odd number is 5. Okay. So 1 plus 3 plus 5, which is nothing but 9. So that is the output you are, sorry, first 5 odd numbers. So not the 3, sorry. So third odd number is 5 and fourth odd number is 7 and fifth odd number is 9. So 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9. So first n odd numbers. So first odd number is 1, second odd number is 3, third odd number is 5, fourth odd number is 7, fifth odd number is 9. So when you add this, you will get 25. 25 as your result. So you need to display that. Okay. So for this, you need to write the program. Okay. So from the beginning, you need to write. So first thing that we need to write is hash include. Hash include stdio.h. So because every program will have input and output, you have to write that compulsory. And then you start the main function. Okay. So this is the beginning of the main function. So inside the function, what I said, first you need to declare your variables. So what are the variables that are required here? N is the variable that is input variable, and it is given that it is an integer. And also you need to print the sum, and sum is also an integer. When you add some integers, you will get the sum also an integer. So you declare your output variable as a sum, which is also an integer. So you require n value and sum value. So these are the two variables you require. Okay, n is input variable, sum is an output variable. First you declare all your input and output variables. All are of integers. It is given in the problem definition itself. Okay. Then next step I said, after declaration you should read the input. So what is the input here? N value. N is your input. So you use scanf function to read the input, scanf, and you are going to read the n value where n is an integer. So n is an integer. So for integer, the control string is %d. So scanf %d and n. Okay. So read your input. First declaration. After that, read your input. So we have read the input. Now we need to calculate the output. So what is the sum of first n odd numbers? What is the formula? Can you tell me?
N square.
N square. The sum of the first n odd numbers is, the formula is n square. Okay. If you say, for example, you can check it. Suppose if n is equal to 3, 1 plus 3 plus 5, so which is equal to 9. Suppose if your n equal to 4, okay, so 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7, which is equal to 16. 16 is nothing but 4 square. Okay, 9 is nothing but 3 square. So like that you can check. You can take some example n value and then calculate this result. You will get the. So finally you can conclude that the sum of first n odd numbers is nothing but n square. Okay. So write that formula. So sum is equal to n into n. Sum is equal to, you calculate the sum value as sum is equal to n into n. And you got the result in a variable sum, you display it. So first a declaration, after that read the input, after that calculate the output, and then display your output. For displaying the output, we use printf function, and what you need to display? Only your result, only your result. So some value you need to display, %d, some value you need to display. Sum is an integer, so you use %d and then display the sum value. Display the sum value. So your program is over. So return 0 and then stop. Okay, so this is the complete program. First header file inclusion. After that, you are defining your main function. Okay, so within the function, what is the order? What is the order? First, declaration of your input output variables, then read your input, then calculate the output and display the output. So this is the order you need to follow while writing any program. This you will get on practice. Okay. If you write n number of programs without seeing the screen, you'll get it. After writing 10 or 15 programs, you will get habituated to write your own one.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Ma'am, can we ask for input for the integer and then increment by count?
Increment by
count. Like they're asking for n numbers instead of using this formula.
Yeah, you can write a for loop. You can write a for loop. N times you can add it.
Okay.
But till now you are covered with only operators.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Concept of operators. So you didn't get the loops. So that's why I am using the formula.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. You can write the logic in any way. There are n number of ways to solve one particular problem. You can do it in any way. You should see that for the given input, you should get the required output. That's all. Your calculation should always give the correct output for the given input. Yes?
Then submit, and then what happens?
Sum? Hello?
Submit, ma'am. Please submit, ma'am. And what happens then?
Yeah. First, let me check the test cases. So when you test run it, if you made any syntactic mistake, it will show you. So all the test cases were passed. Okay. So then let me submit. So private test cases were also be passed. So you will get a value like your score as 100 out of 100. Okay. Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. Let us go to the next problem.
Ma'am, loops will be introduced in week 4, right?
Yes, week 4.
Okay.
Complete the program to swap the value of A and B. You are given two integers A and B. Swap the value of A and B without using a temporary variable. So what is the problem given to you? So you are given two values. Let them be AB. Okay. You are given two values. Let them be AB. So A and B given to you. So in general, if you want to swap these two values, so let us think that A value is 2 and B value is 3. So what result you need to get after swapping? You should get A equal to 3 and B equal to 2. So this is what is mean by swapping. A value is to be copied into B, B value is to be copied into A. So yeah, you interchange it. Swapping is nothing but interchanging the values of A and B. Okay, so to interchange this, how we will do it is, so first suppose if I say A equal to 3, so A value will be overwritten, and you cannot able to store the previous A value into B now. So that's why how we'll do it. First we store the A value into one temporary variable. After that, A is overwritten by B, and then B value will be copied with that temporary value, so that both will interchange. Okay, A value, B value get interchanged. So this is the general logic that we use to interchange the A and B values. But you are asked to interchange without using a temporary variable, where T is the temporary variable we are using in this logic. So, but in our problem definition, it was given that in our question, it was given that without using the temporary variable. So that means you don't have a variable called T. So you have only two variables, A, B. Now, with which logic we use to interchange these two? Can anyone tell me which logic we use to interchange these two?
Ma'am, we should store the sum of both the variables.
Yeah, first you calculate the sum of both in A. A equal to A plus B. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Then we can make B
Then
as the difference A minus B, and then if we make A equal to A minus B, they'll get swapped.
so you'll get it with this. So initially what happened? A value is modified as 5.
5.
Okay. Here, now the A value is 5. So 5 minus 3.
So B becomes 2.
So it is 2. So B will become 2 now. And here what we did, now the A value is 5, B value is 2. So 5 minus 2 is nothing but 3. So A will be stored with the 3. So this is the logic we use behind interchanging the two variables without using the temporary variable. Okay. So not only for these values, it will be applicable for any value. So A value, first you modify it as sum of both. From the sum of both, if you subtract B, you will be left out with A. Okay. So here what we did, from A plus B, we are subtracting B. So B gets cancelled, you left out with A. So in B, you are going to store A. And here what we are doing, now A value is A plus B. From this, you are subtracting B. B is already copied with the A value. So A minus A means you will be left out with B. So B value is copied into A value is copied into B. So this is the logic we use to interchange two values without using temporary variable. So the same logic you use it here. You write it here. Okay. A equal to A plus B. B is equal to A minus B. A is equal to A minus B. So this code will interchange AB values. That AB values are displayed here. Okay. So test run this.
Ma'am, if we use printf slash d percentages and percentages comma interchange A comma B, then we get the result.
I didn't get you.
I want to say printf. If we last program number 10.
Program 10. We are discussing program 5.
So, ma'am, here C program serial number 10. int s.
In the line
Okay.
10, you are saying line 10.
Yes.
Okay.
Line 10. Yes.
If you want to say, you without writing this, you want to print b comma a.
Interchange b, a comma b, then we get the result same.
Here, if here you say that you will write here the b and here a. That is what you are asking without writing this code. So he asked to interchange the values of a and b. That means a value is to be copied into b and b value is copied into a. And also here this part is fixed one. You cannot change it. You cannot change this part. This is fixed. So you cannot write here b and here a. You cannot modify that code. But you should get this result, reverse result. That means you have to interchange both. Definitely. Have you got it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So submit. Okay. Any doubt? Can I go to the next problem?
No doubts.
So the question, read the sixth question. You are developing a program for a finance company that needs to calculate the monthly payment on a loan. Okay. Complete the given C program that takes the principal amount, annual rate of in percentage, and the number of months to repay the loan as inputs, and print the monthly payment EMI using the following formula. So you have taken some interest from the bank, okay, some loan from the bank. So principal amount is given to you and annual rate of interest is given in the percentages, and how many months you need to repay your loan. So that those are given as inputs, okay, given. And you need to ask to calculate the EMI value, and already formula is given. EMI value, to calculate the EMI value, the formula is given. So P into R, like that. So where P is the principal loan amount, okay, R is the annual rate in percentage, and from this here the time is given in months, number of months, okay, time is given in months. So whereas annual rate of interest is given, so rate of interest for monthly rate of interest they are calculating. So for calculating the monthly rate of interest, the formula given is R equal to capital R divided by 12 into 100. So this formula is also given to you, and N is the number of monthly pay. So in this formula, so what are the inputs that are required? P is the principal, and this is small r value you required, but you are given a capital R value. You are given the input is given is in capital R. Okay, annual rate of interest in percentage is given to you. So capital R value is given to you. So while reading, you read capital R. After that, you calculate the small r using this formula. Okay, and then N is also given to you, number of monthly installments. So here, if you check out, so principal is given in float value only. Okay, floating point or a double. By default, we always take a double only. If mentioned, we take the float. Okay, you can here already it is given. Half of the code is given, and he has declared everything like a double variables. And how many months? Months is nothing but only the number of months is given in integer. Okay, so read these values, and here also you see previously how the input is given to you in a single line. How the inputs are given to you in a single line. So that's why they have read in a single scanf statement only. Okay. Whereas for this problem, how the input is given in line by line. How the input is given line by line. So first principal, So first principal reading statement, and the next line you have annual rate, and the next line you have number of months. You can even read this in a single scanf also. Okay, no problem. And then you need to calculate. So first what we need to calculate? First we need to calculate the small r value. First you need to calculate the small r value. So small r also having a division. So first you declare the small r, double small r, comma, and you need to calculate the monthly payment. So monthly payment. So this is the variable. Okay. So that also you declare it. Monthly payment will also be a double. So you declare them, and then first you calculate the small r value. Small r value is given as capital R. So but capital R is read here as annual rate. Okay. So you write annual rate divided by 12 into 100. Okay, principal annual rate is nothing but R, capital. So the variable name here we used is annual rate. Annual rate divided by 12 into 100. So that calculate the small r value. Now you calculate the monthly payment now. So monthly payment equal to, so what is the formula? Principal into r into 1 plus r whole power n. So how here math.h is included. So we use the power function. We use the power function to calculate that. So here r into POW of power function. First, which power you need to calculate? 1 plus r. 1 plus r power. So first parameter is 1 plus r. And the second parameter is the n value. So n value is given here as number of months. Okay, number of months. So principal into r into 1 plus r whole power n. So this is the numerator. First you put the numerator in one bracket, one parenthesis. This whole thing divided by this whole thing divided by, now you are writing the denominator. So okay, denominator will also be 1 plus r whole power n. So POW of 1 plus r whole power n. Okay, 1 plus r whole power n minus 1. So this is your denominator. 1 plus r whole power n minus 1. So this is your denominator. Okay. So principal into r into 1 plus r whole power n divided by this whole thing is the numerator. So put the numerator in one parenthesis to avoid the confusion. Whole thing divided by, now you put your denominator in one parenthesis. In the denominator you have 1 plus r whole power n first minus 1. So this is the formula to calculate monthly paid EMI value. So now display the, after calculation you display your EMI. See here, might be your output. If you check the test cases, you will, it is rounded, I think. 0.01 F monthly. Anyway, this is given fixed. You need not touch this value. So just simply test run. Yeah.
Please explain this in printf percentage 0.1 0.01
Like
L.
0.01f means you are truncate 0.9999 if it will truncate to an integer value. Actually, you need not write this actually. 0.0 LF. This is not 1f. This is LF because this value is double. This is a double. So LF means double. 0.0 means you don't want any decimal points after decimal point. Any digits after this. So you need not write 0.0 also actually to say. Yeah, you can convert that into integer and then store it, or but if you give only LF, it will display up to six decimal points. But here how the output is given, it is truncated to an integer. So that's why they gave 0.0. 0.0 means after decimal points no digits are required. Okay, LF means long float, because this is a double value. This is a double value. So to display the double value, we use LF. This is LF. Okay.
Ma'am, only integer will be used.
But if you can't display a double value using integer control string. If you convert that into integer, then only you can use integer there. But the variable which you are displaying is a double value, so you have to use LF. Okay. But what we want, we don't want any decimal after decimal point. We want to display any digits. So that's why display 0 digits after decimal point.
Okay, ma'am.
So test run this. So redeclaration of, I think already monthly payment is declared. Okay, monthly rate. Monthly payment is already declared. So let me remove this. Principal, annual rate, monthly rate. I think this monthly rate is nothing but your R. Okay. Monthly rate. It is not R. So already all the variables are declared. So you have to write this as monthly rate. Wherever R, you replace it by monthly rate. Monthly rate. Wherever there is R, you replace it by monthly rate because it is given. It is already declared. That's why I am replacing it.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, please run.
Okay. See there, N declared first use. Where is the N? 16th line. Power of, I think, one full power N. What is the N value here? What is the name of the N? Num months. Wherever there is N, you replace with the num months. Number of months. Okay. So number of months is read as num months. Wherever there is N, you replace with num months. Monthly rate into power of 1 plus R. Monthly rate, comma, num months divided by num months. Okay. So all the private test cases, public test cases are passed. You submit it. Okay. So the variable names, you have to use it how it is declared, the same way you have to use it. Here already the declarations are given to you. Principal is principal, annual rate is annual rate, monthly rate. That means according to our formula, what is monthly rate? Small r. So small r is declared as monthly rate. Okay. Monthly payment, that is EMI is given as monthly payment. And n value is given as number of num months. So the same variables you have to, what variables we used in declaration, the same variables you need to give it in all the places. While reading the input, while calculating the output, and in the output you should have the same names. Hello?
Ma'am, that means we have to take all the same data.
I didn't get you.
I mean, we cannot use R.
Yeah, you can give your own names, but this code is fixed, no? This part of the code is fixed, no? In the declaration, what names you have given, the same names you have to use it.
Yeah, all the same.
Suppose if the entire code is written by you, you can use your own variable names.
Which means all the same will be same.
Huh?
I mean, monthly rate, if we use R, then
you can use R. Wherever there is monthly rate, you can use R. If it is declared here as R, then you can use R here.
Yes.
Yeah. In the declaration, what is your assumption of variable name? That only you have to use it in all the places, while reading, while calculating, while displaying. The same, whatever you declared in the, which name you have declared in the declaration, the same name you have to use it in all the places. But here, for this particular problem, the declaration is already given to you. So I cannot change that name here. So that's why we have to use the same name. Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Otherwise, it goes to error.
Otherwise, it will be an error.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So the last problem. You are developing a program for a geometric calculation. Geometry calculator. Write a C program that calculates the volume of the cylinder based on its radius and height in inches. The program should take the radius and height as inputs and calculate the volume using the formula. So, you have to calculate the volume of a cylinder. So, this is the formula to calculate the volume of the cylinder. So, volume equal to pi into radius square into height. Okay. So, you know that the pi value is 3.14, which is given here also. So, you take the pi value. So, this is a double value. 3.14 means a double value. So, double value multiplied with any other data type, you will get the result as double only. That means volume will also be a double. And in general, the radius and height can also be doubles. So, you can declare all your variables like a double.
Ma'am, without double operation, we can simply use C programming. We can simply use C program.
I didn't get you. Hello?
Plot, print, and scan F, and then area and area formula, and then print F equal to percentage F comma area, then return, and we get the result.
Area, you are not asked to calculate the area, you are asked to calculate the volume here.
Sorry, volume.
Yeah, while calculating the volume, see here, you know the pi value is 3.14. 3.14 means this is a float value, float or double value actually. Float means you will have f here at the ending. So if you don't have a f, then this by default, this is taken as a double. So if one of the variable is double in the formula, so after calculating this whole output, what will be the resultant data type is the highest data type in this formula will be the result. So suppose if you take radius as an integer, height as an integer, so integer into double will be a double. Okay, that means volume will be double. So because radius and height values, if you check the input, sample input, they are also given in a double value. So that's why I'm taking all the variables as double.
Ma'am, it can be easily shown double if without use double of operation.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
See here, the input is given in double. Radius value, height value is given in double. So you have to declare them as double only. See
Yes,
here, in the sample input, if you check, you will understand. This is the first line is the radius. So radius value, how they gave? 15.6. Point, decimal point means it is a double.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Integer means you won't have a decimal point. Decimal point is given means it is a double. The data type of that variable is a double.
Instead of double, we can use float instead of double.
You can use a float, but in general, if nothing is given here, say you need to consider something like a float. You should it should be like f followed by f. If it is like this, you will consider it as a double constant. If it is given like this, by default it will take it as a double. Your computer will treat this value as double, and this value will be treated as a float only if you have a f here. Okay, even no problem if you declare them as a float. If you are writing the complete program, you can also take them as a float, no problem. Okay, you can also consider them like a float. So let us do that. Okay, why I should avoid your doubt. So we will do it. We will declare them like a float, because nothing will happen, because all the data values are given in the float range only. Suppose in the private test cases, they have given a larger value, so that if you get your double result, that test case will fail. So in that case, you have to convert all them as a double. Have you understood? For
Yes, ma'am,
this particular input, you may get a output also a float. But for if your inputs are somewhat larger values, whereas this multiplication may result a double value. So in that case, your output will fail.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
So double radius, comma, height, comma, volume. These are your input output variables, and pi. So let me take it as either 3.14 in the formula, or you can declare one variable called pi and then store 3.14 in that. Okay, so I'll use in the formula itself. Okay, so now What are the inputs that you need to read? First value is the radius, first input. Second line is the height. So read both the values. Scanf. Scanf. First value is a double, so percentage LF. Second value is also a double, percentage LF. Okay, so these are in line by line. You can write two scanf statements, or in a single scanf also you can read, no problem. Okay, let me read line by line.
Ma'am, include map.h is necessary here.
If you use a power function, that is necessary. If you use radius square as radius into radius, no, not required.
Okay, ma'am.
So first you read the radius value and then height value. So these are the inputs. So first one is the radius, second one is the height. So we read the input. So now you calculate the volume. Volume equal to, what is the formula? Pi. Pi means 3.14 into radius.
Pi r.
Yes.
R cube.
Pi r square h.
R square h. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Pi r square h.
So pi into r into r into h. Pi r square h. That value we have calculated and display this. So what should be the output here? If you observe your output, it is displayed 2 decimal digits after the decimal point. So printf percentage 0.2 LF volume. Volume value you are displaying using 2 digits after the decimal points. Okay. So then return 0. Okay. Now test run it. Okay. So all the private test cases are, public test cases are passed. So submit it. So all private test cases were also passed and you got the score. Okay. Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So those are the practice programming assignments. Most probably this week everything is like a formula based programs only. Formula based programs only. So only thing that you need to do is first read the problem, identify what are the input and output variables, declare them, and then first you read your input, then write the formula to calculate the output, and then that output value you display it on the screen according to the given format in your sample output. Okay. So declaration, reading the input, processing, displaying the output. So that is the order to write any program. Not only this, later weeks if you write any programs, so that is the order that you need to follow. Okay, while writing any computer program, you have to follow that order only. First, declaration of your variables. After that, first you need to read the input. Then only you can able to calculate the output. After calculating the output, you display them. So whereas based on the logic, sometimes we will combine the processing and output steps. Okay, that we'll see it in the next week. Okay. So let me also discuss briefly the practice assignment. Week 3 practice. Yes.
Another question. can we solve practice assignment and submit later?
Yeah, yes, you can submit the practice assignment later, but actually I think you get some bonus marks for if you submit the practice assignment. I think you first read the grading document. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
But this is not graded. These marks will not be graded, but I think at the end you may get a bonus score if you submit the practice assignment. First, you read your guidelines. Or if you have any doubt, you please ask this graded doubts in Atul sir class. Saturday sir will take, no? Atul sir. So in sir class, if you have any doubts in grading, that doubts you ask it in Atul sir class.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So let me go to the practice assignment 1 of the week 3. Which of the following type conversions can happen implicitly in C programming? Actually, type conversion, say for example, here we'll have the data types like int, float, double, all these are numerical data types only. Whereas char is a string data type, character data type. So if you want to convert, say suppose if you have a value of 3.14, that if you want to convert it into an integer, so it will be 3. If you convert this value into an integer, that equivalent value will be 3. So what is happening here? You may losing some data. Actually in terms of memory also, if you represent integer, in general it will take 2 or 4 bytes, 2 bytes if you think. So it will take 4 bytes, whereas it will take 8 bytes. So if you convert a data which is represented in 8 bytes into 2 bytes, definitely there might be a loss of data. Or if you convert a float value which is there in 4 bytes into an integer which is of 2 bytes, in that case also you will lose your data. So as per the data types is concerned, we always take char is the smallest data type. Char is the smallest data type which will take only 1 byte. Next smallest one is an integer. Next smallest one is float. Next one is a double. So that is the order. So if you convert greater data type into smaller data type, there won't be any loss of data. So system will automatically convert that. If you convert, if you have a float value, if you display that using percentage d, automatically it will convert implicitly. Whereas if you want to convert, this is called implicit conversion. Implicit, system will do it automatically. Wherever it is required, it will do automatically this type of conversion, implicit conversion. Whereas, sorry, smaller data type. If you want to convert a smaller data type into greater data type, so that means 2 byte data, you want to represent it in 4 bytes. So no problem, no loss of data. So no loss. Here in this case, no loss. So system will automatically do that conversion. That is called implicit conversion. Whereas if you want to convert greater data type into smaller data type. So this is called, so that means to 4-byte data. Greater data type is 4 bytes, say for example float. Smaller data type is integer. You want to convert float into an integer. So 4 bytes data is again going to be stored in 2 bytes. So there might be a loss of data. That type of conversion is called explicit conversion. Explicit conversion. So may have loss of data. Okay, there might be a possibility of losing the data. So system won't do it. User has to do it. While writing, you have to write a conversion function. Then only it will convert. System will not do automatically. So what did he ask here? Which of the following type conversions can happen implicitly in C? Implicit means automatically it should done. So int converted into float. So int is a smaller one, is converted into greater one. So this will be an implicit conversion, whereas this is an explicit conversion. Which of the following type conversion need to be done explicitly? Float to integer is to be done explicitly. What is the size of int data type in a 32-bit architecture? 4 bytes. 16-bit architecture is 2 bytes, whereas 32-bit architecture is 64, it will be 4 bytes. And 4 bytes is equivalent to 32 bits. Okay, 4 bytes means each byte is 8 bits. 4 into 8, that is nothing but 32 bits. Which of the following header files must be used for using printf and scanf? So printf and scanf are defined in which header file? stdio.h header file. Standard input output header file. So even iostream.h is also correct, but this is a C++, not C. Which of the following is are not keywords in C language? So int is a keyword.
Friend.
Cout is not a keyword. Cout is a keyword in C++ language. Okay. So struct is a keyword. Friend is also not a keyword in C language. Friend and cout are the keywords in C++ language. Okay. So int, struct are the keywords of C language. So you will encounter all the keywords once you complete the entire course. Whereas now you have encountered already int. Okay. So consider the following code segment in C language. So I think this is the question he asked previously. In the starting, one person has asked some. Is this that question? Consider the following code segment in C language. So int a equal to 1, b equal to 1, c equal to 1, int x. So a plus equal to b plus equal to c. Okay. So first C value is always assignment operators will evaluate from right to left. So first it will happen this right one, b plus equal to c, and that result again it will do a plus equal to that result. Okay. So what happened here? Okay. So what is the C value? 1. So this will be first calculate b equal to b plus c. So that will be b value is 1 plus c value also 1. 1 plus 1, that means which is equal to 2. So this statement will make b value as 2. B value as 2. So after that it will execute this one, a equal to a plus b. So a value is 1. plus B value is 2. So that will be 3. So A will be 3 here. After this statement is executed, so A value will be 3, B value will be 2. So X value, it will calculate it as X is equal to minus A. So that means minus 3 into B value 2 divided by minus C. C value is 1. So minus C minus 1 into B value. B value is 2. Okay. So among these, this is a unary operation. So this will be minus 1. So whereas star and slash has the same precedence associativity. So first it will calculate 3 into 2. So 6 by minus 1 into 2. Now among division and star, both have the same precedence. So first it will do 6 by minus 1, which is equal to minus 6 by 2. Sorry, minus 6 into 2. You will be left out with minus 6 into 2. So which is equal to minus 12. So the X value will be minus 12. So A value is 3, B value is 2, C value is 1, and X value is minus 12. No option. Sorry, here A value is also minus A. So that means minus 3 into 6 is minus 6. Sorry, minus 6. So minus 6 by minus 1 will be 6. So 6 into 2 will be 12. So X value is 12. So this option is correct.
Ma'am, can you explain the question again?
So this is nothing but, this statement is nothing but multiple assignment statements. So assignment statement, always it will evaluate from right to left. So this statement, say A plus equal to B plus equal to C. So first you calculate this value. B plus equal to C means, what is the meaning of that? B plus equal to C means B is equal to B plus C. This is the meaning. Okay. So B equal to B plus C. So what is B value given? 1 plus C value given 1. So this will imply B is equal to 2. B value will be 2. Now, so we have calculated only this part now. Now you calculate this part. A plus is equal to B. So A plus is equal to B. So if you calculate this particular part, so the meaning of this is A equal to A plus B. Okay. So substitute the values. A value is given as 1. B value we have calculated in the previous statement, that is 2. So 1 plus 2, which is equal to 3. So we can conclude after executing that statement, A value will be 3, B value will be 2. After executing this particular statement, okay, this statement, you will get B value as 2 and A value as 3. Okay. Then now calculate the X value. So this is the X value. X value, substitute the values. So A minus A means minus 3 into 2. B value is 2 divided by C value is 1. So minus 1 into B value is 2. So if you simplify this, all the operators have same precedence. So it will perform from left to right arithmetic operation. So first it will calculate 3 into 2. That means 6. So minus 3 into 2 is minus 6 divided by minus 1 into 2. So now it will calculate this step. minus 1 by minus 6 by minus 1, which is equivalent to 6. Negation gets cancelled. So 6 by 1 is 6 into 2. So 6 into 2 is 12. So the x value we got it as 12. So this option is the correct. A value is 3, B value is 2, C value is 1, X value is 12. Have you got it?
Yes, ma'am, understood.
So next one, A, B, C, D, all the values are 2 only. So D equal to 2, C is equal to D. So 2. So A, B, C, D values are 2. And now you do this calculation.
Same as before, ma'am.
Ma?
Same as before, like.
Yes, like before. Same as before, but might be this value you calculate. So C plus equal to D means what is the C value? C is equal to C plus D. That means C will be 4. Okay. This statement C plus equal to D means C equal to C plus D. C value is 2, D value is 2. So C value will be 4. Then B equal to B plus C. So 2 plus 4. So B value will be 6. Okay. After that, it will calculate A value. A equal to A plus B. So that means A value will be 8. Okay. So D value is 2. C value is 4 after executing this statement. Okay. Now calculate the X value. X will be minus A. So minus 8 plus B 6 by C value 4 minus 2. So among these operations, division has the highest precedence. So 6 by 4 is nothing but both are integers. You will get integer division only. So this you will get it as minus 8 plus 1. 6 by 4 is 1. Because both are integers, you will get integer quotient only. Okay. So then it will perform minus 8 plus 1 first. So minus 7 minus 2, which is equal to minus 9. So X value will be minus 9. Yes.
Ma'am, 6 by 4 equal to 1. 6 by 4 equal to 1.
6 by 4 is equal to 1 because numerator and denominator both are integers. You will get quotient value only. Okay. If it is, already I told you in the programming, if it is something like this, in this case you will get 1.25. 1.5.
Okay.
But when both are integers, your result will also be an integer. So quotient you will get. Quotient is 6 by 4 quotient is 1.
If it is 6.0 by 4.0, then
then your result will be 1.5.
Yes, ma'am.
Then next, what will be the value of X after executing the following code snippet? So among these operators, star and slash have same result. First it will perform left to right arithmetic operators. So first it will calculate 3 into 9, that is 27, divided by 4. 27 divided by 4, how much? Both are integers. So you will get 6.
6, ma'am.
2 plus 27 by 4. So you will get it as 2 plus 6, which is equal to 8. So your result will be 8. Okay. So then what will be the value of X after executing the following code snippet? You do it. So among these operators, star is having highest precedence. Like star, slash, and modulus have same precedence. So first it will calculate from left to right. So 2 star 3 will be 6. So 1 plus 6 minus 4 by 2 plus 5 mod 3. Next up, it will calculate 4 by 2. 4 by 2 is 2. 1 plus 6 minus 2 plus 5 mod 3. Then it will calculate the mod value. So when you divide the 5 by 3, the remainder will be 2. 1 plus 6 minus 2 plus 2. So then it will calculate 1 plus 6. So that will be 7 minus 2 plus 2. Then it will calculate 7 minus 2. So 5 plus 2, which is equal to 7. So the result will be 7. Okay. Step by step, you need to calculate in the order of operator precedence and associativity. Okay. First 2 into 3, 6. After that, this division, 4 by 2 is 2. And after that, this quotient value or remainder value, 5 mod 3 is 2. So then you perform all additions and subtractions from left to right. If you do 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 minus 2 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. So you will get the 7.
Got it, ma'am.
Yeah. What will be the value of the variable z after executing the following code snippet? X value is 7.8, y value is 3, z equal to x by y. Here, if you observe here, 7.3 divided by 7.8 divided by 3. So one is float value, another one is an integer value. So you will get a float result only, double actually, to say double result only. 7.8 is a double. And it is given as a float, so you consider as a float. Float divided by integer, you will get the float result. So your result will be 2.6. You will get a 2.6 as the result. But the resultant variable z value is an integer. Z is an integer. So
3, ma'am.
Hello?
Answer will be 3. What 2?
No 2. It should be 2 only conversion, but otherwise you will get an error actually, because here what happens, this type conversion is not implicit type conversion. It is an explicit, because you are converting a float result into an integer value, which the system will not do it. Okay. Actually, you'll get an error in this case. Because in these options, errors are not given. So z value will be 2. Truncate. This will be truncated to an integer. So integer among this one, it won't consider, it will not truncate actually. What happens here is it will be it will take the integral part of it. It will take the integral part of it. The integral part of this value is 2, so it will take 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, when you execute it practically, I think you will get 0, an error or 0. What will be the value of the variable z after executing the following code snippet? X value is 7, y value is 3. Now you substitute here, all are integers, so no problem. So x by y, 7 by 3. First you substitute the values and then we'll simplify it. X value is 7 mod So both slash and mod has the highest precedence, and left to right, if you do it, 7 by 3 will be 2 because both are integers, will get quotient value, plus 7 mod 3. So this operator has highest precedence, so first it will do this. So 2 plus 7 mod 3 is 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So the result will be, Z value will be 3. Consider the following code snippet: X value 1, Y value 3, Z equal to plus X equal to 2 and okay. Actually, among this, there are so many operators. Unary operators will be evaluated first. So that means first it will execute plus X and plus Y. Okay. So plus X equal to, so plus X means X value first incremented and then it will compare. So 2 Z is equal to 2 double equal to 2. So this is pre-increment. So first X value is incremented. So 2 equal to 2 and plus Y. Plus Y means 4. 4 equal to 4. Okay. So 2 equal to 2 is true and 4 equal to 4 is also true. True and true is true. So true means it. So Z value will be true. True means your computer will return 1. It is represented in computer as 1. So Z value will be 1. True is represented as 1. False is represented as 0. Hello. False is 0. True is 1. So now X is incremented here. So X value will be 2. Y is also incremented. So Y value will be 4. So X is equal to 2. Y is equal to 4. Z is equal to 1. This is the correct answer.
Plus Y equal to 6.
Where?
Will be here. Plus Y equal to 6 will be here.
Plus Y equal to 4 here.
And then here, 4 equal to 4.
4 equal to 4 is true. Double equal to means logical operator. Logic. So double equal to means comparison. So it will compare. This value will be true and this value will also be true. So true and true is true. So true means it is nothing but 1. True is represented as 1 in C program.
Student, is it B equal to 0?
B is equal to
0.
No, B is there, no? Here.
Ma'am, Z.
Z is equal to 1. Not 0. True means 0. True means 1, ma.
Okay, ma'am.
True is represented as 1 in C language.
Please explain, repeat again, please. Why Z equal to 0? Now, why Z equal to 1? Sorry, why Z equal to 1?
Wait. Here, first among these operators, unary operator has highest precedence. The unary operators you have is plus X and plus Y. So plus X means X value will be incremented by 1. So this equation will become 2 equal to 2 and plus of Y means 4. 4 equal to 4. This expression will become like this. Okay. So 2 equal to 2, which is true.
Plus Y equal to 4.
Plus Y means Y is equal to Y plus 1. So Y value is 3 given here 5 plus 1 is 4.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, 4 equal to 4. So 2 equal to 2, which is true. 2 is equal to 2. Double equal to means it will be comparison. 2 equal to 2 is true. And 4 equal to 4 is also true. So true and operation. True and true will always be true. True means it will represent in computer. True is represented as 1 in C language.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next, consider the following code snippet. X value is 1, Y value is 3, and this you need to evaluate. So among these again, unary operator has a highest precedence. So first unary operator is evaluated.
Answer will be Z equal to 0.
Wait. Here the unary operator will have the highest precedence. So first, so this among this first it will execute this one, x plus plus equal to 2. So when it comes, see this is a post increment operator. Whether it is post or pre, so first it will substitute the x value here. After that, x gets incremented. Okay, so x value substituted here will be 1. X value substituted here will be 1, and x will become 2. After this, the substituted value here will be 1. That is a post increment. That means first x value is substituted there. So 1 is substituted in the equation, and immediately the x value will become 2. Okay, and here y is a pre-increment. So first y value gets incremented. So y will become 4, and 4 is substituted there. 4 equal to 5. So this will be, now z is equal to 1 equal to 2 is false, or 4 equal to 5 is also false. False or false will be false. That means z value is 0. So z value is 0, but x value is 2, y value is 4. So this is the answer. X value is 2, y value is 4, z value is 0. Consider the following code snippet, %d, and here you evaluate it. X less than, for which values of which of the following integer values of x and y, the given code snippet print 1. So it should print 1. Suppose if you take with these values 16 and 5, first we'll try one by one option, because so x value is 16 means 16 less than 5 false, or 16 equal to 5, both are false, so it will result 0. So you are asked the result must be 1. So this option is wrong. Second option, if you take 10 less than 8, wrong. 10 equal to 8 is also wrong. So this will also be false. So whereas the third option will be 16 less than 16 is false, or 16 equal to 6. This is true. False or true is true. True means, so this will give 1. This result will give 1. Then substitute x value as 8, y value as 14. So x less than 8 less than 14. This is true. So this will be executed. So the whole expression will always be true. X is equal to 7, y is equal to, so this will also be true. So these three options will result true. That means print 1. Whereas these two doesn't print 1. which of the following data types has the largest size in C? Double.
Double.
Okay, so let us check the answers. One question is wrong. We'll check out what is that question. So let us evaluate this once again. 2 into 3 is 6. So 1 plus 6 minus 4 by 2 plus 5 mod 3. Isn't it? So 1 plus 6 minus 2. 4 by 2 is 2. Plus 5 mod 3. 1 plus 6 minus 2 plus 5 mod 3 is 2. Okay. So 1 plus 6 will be 7. 7 minus 2 plus 2. 7 minus 2 is 5. 5 plus 2. 7. So sorry. Maybe we calculated wrongly previously. So 7 is the correct answer. Okay. I think we forgot this one previously. Might be. So any doubt?
If any query we have query, then we can mail you.
Yeah, you can like in your discussion forum will be there, no? So there you can question in the discussion forum. Not only me, anyone can answer. Even among the student groups also they will answer. Or you can address me @Hemlata means you will get I will get a mail and I will answer it. If you mention the you can I'll get the. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm closing the session. Any more doubts? Hello.
Mail address.
Hemlata@study.iitm.ac.in.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, I think so many have answered the questions. Good. Okay, so can I close the session, ma?
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.